The year was 3189. Humanity had reached the edge of the galaxy, strong, proud, and feared. From the ashes of their old blue planet, they had built colonies across the stars. The world once called Earth was now silent, wrapped in mystery. No one had seen it for centuries. It was said to be lost, or worse, hidden by the humans themselves. In the endless dark of space, stories were told about the vanishing of Earth. Every alien species had a version of the tale. Some said Earth was destroyed by a dying sun. Others whispered it was erased by the humans, who wanted to keep something secret, something powerful, but no one really knew. In a distant system called Delta Vega, an old explorer ship named Nomad's Wish drifted quietly through space. Its captain, Raven Holt, was human, or at least half-human. His eyes carried the reflection of ancient oceans, though he had never seen a real one. He stared at the holographic map floating before him. A red circle blinked in the middle, a place with no data, no star, no planet, just emptiness. "Computer," he said softly, "show me coordinates again." The AI voice replied, "Coordinates 000 confirmed. Gravitational anomaly detected. Estimated origin Terra Prime." Raven leaned forward. "Earth," he whispered. The word felt heavy, like a memory of a dream. No one in the modern galaxy believed Earth still existed. It had been 300 years since the human exodus, when the last ships left the solar system. But Raven had found fragments, pieces of lost transmissions, old relics, and a signal repeating in deep space, like a heartbeat. Earth calls. Earth waits. So we had to know the truth. As Nomad's Wish approached the anomaly, the stars around them flickered. The sensors failed one by one. Darkness swallowed everything. Raven's first officer, a reptilian alien named Jar, hissed nervously, "This is wrong, Captain. There is no system here. No light, no matter." "There used to be," Raven said. "This was where humanity began." Suddenly, the ship shook violently. Space itself seemed to twist. Then it appeared, a planet blue and white, fragile, beautiful, impossible. Earth. Raven breathed, his voice breaking. Jar stared, speechless. "How can it be here?" "It's not on any map." Earth floated in front of them, untouched, pure, and alive. But something was wrong. There were no satellites, no orbiting debris, no signs of civilization. It was as if time had stopped. "Scan for life," Raven ordered. The computer hesitated, then replied, "Surface readings. Inconsistent. No biological activity detected, yet. Planetary energy signature is human. Human, they descended through thick white clouds. The atmosphere shimmered like glass. For a moment, Raven felt his skin tingle, as if the air itself recognized him. When the ship landed, there was silence. No wind, no birds, no sound. Just endless forests, ancient cities turned to stone, oceans frozen in time. It was Earth, but not alive. Raven stepped onto the ground. The soil crumbled under his boots, but when he looked down, it began to glow faintly, reacting to his touch. Jar followed carefully. "This place feels..." "Where?" he said, his voice uneasy. Raven walked toward the ruins of an old building half buried under vines. On its surface, a metal sign read, "United Earth Command." He brushed away the dust and found another word beneath it, carved by hand. "Remember." Inside, the halls were empty. Lights flickered, powered by something unseen. A voice echoed faintly through the corridors. Distant, broken, familiar. "Humanity, it will endure. Until the last star fades." It was a woman's voice, old yet strong. The computer on Raven's wrist translated the signal. "Source, buried under Central Command Vault." They followed the signal deep underground through tunnels filled with strange energy. Finally, they reached a massive door with glowing human handprints. Raven placed his palm on it. The door recognized him. It opened with a whisper. Inside, there was a single light. A hologram flickered to life, the image of a human woman wearing an ancient Earth uniform. Her eyes were full of fire and sorrow. "My name is Admiral Leora Dane, commander of Earth's Final Defense," she said. "If you are seeing this, then humanity has vanished. And you are the last to return." Raven froze. "Vanished?" he repeated softly. The hologram continued. "We discovered something the galaxy was never meant to see, a truth hidden in the stars. They came for us, not to destroy us, but to erase us from existence. So we made a choice, Jar whispered. What choice? The hologram's voice darkened. We made Earth disappear. We folded it between realities where no one could reach it. Humanity scattered, hidden across galaxies. Our memory was sealed. Until now. Raven felt his heart pounding. Why now? He asked, though she could not hear him. As if responding, the hologram's final words echoed in the silence. Because the stars are dying. And humanity must return. Then the light faded. Outside, the sky began to shift. The sun dimmed. The oceans trembled. Energy lines glowed across the planet's surface like veins awakening. Jar shouted, Captain, readings are unstable. Earth is waking up. Raven looked up at the sky. He could feel something, like the heartbeat of a living world. For the first time, he understood what the stories meant. Earth had never died. It had been sleeping, waiting for its children to come home. Set course for orbit, he said. Send a message to every colony. Tell them Earth has returned. As the ship lifted into the air, the planet pulsed once, sending a shockwave of light into space, a signal traveling faster than anything ever known. Across distant galaxies, forgotten humans looked to the stars. Their implants glowed, their DNA responded, and the words echoed again. Earth calls. Earth waits. The myth was no longer a myth. The legend of humanity had awakened once more. The galaxy trembled when Earth's signal returned. It began as a faint pulse, a whisper moving faster than light. Every communication array, every neural implant, every forgotten data core across thousands of star systems heard the same message. Earth calls. Earth waits. At first, no one believed it. Then the ships started moving. Humans, the scattered children of Earth, had lived among alien species for centuries. Some were soldiers, some merchants, some wanderers who barely remembered their origin. Yet when the message reached them, something deep inside their blood stirred, a memory older than any empire. They began to gather. Captain Raven Holt stood on the bridge of Nomad's Wish, staring at the glowing planet that had once been a myth. Earth was alive again, but unstable. Lightning storms danced across the atmosphere. Strange energy waves pulsed from its core, spreading outward. Report, Raven said calmly, though his voice carried tension. Jar, his reptilian first officer, checked the readings. The energy signature is growing. It's spreading across star channels, quantum-level resonance. It's like the planet is... Singing? Singing? Raven repeated. Yes, Jar hissed. And other humans are hearing it. The ship's communication panel blinked with hundreds of incoming messages. Human voices from all corners of the galaxy, trying to speak to the home they thought was gone forever. A woman's voice came through the static, calm and commanding. This is Admiral Kira Solis of the Ark Fleet. We received your signal, Earthborn. Confirm your identity, Raven replied. Captain Raven Holt of the Nomad's Wish. Earth is real, Admiral. I've seen it with my own eyes. The line went silent for a moment. Then she said, Prepare for company, Captain. Humanity is coming home. Days later, the space around Earth was filled with light. Human ships, old, new, massive, and small, emerged from hyperspace. Some bore marks of alien empires. Others were built from lost human blueprints. Yet all of them turned toward the same world with reverence. But as they arrived, so did something else. Dark shapes appeared at the edge of the system. Ships made of shadow, their forms twisting like smoke. They didn't transmit any signal. They didn't answer hails. They simply waited. Jar's scales rippled nervously. Those are not human ships. Raven narrowed his eyes. No, they're the ones Admiral Leora warned about. The erasers? Jar asked. Raven nodded slowly. The ones who tried to wipe us from reality. Back on Earth's surface, strange towers of light rose from the continents, remnants of the first flame, the energy that once powered Earth's defense network. The hologram of Admiral Leora had mentioned it briefly, but now it pulsed stronger than ever, awakening old technology buried deep under the crust. Raven led a landing team back down. The air shimmered with heat and static. He could feel something calling to him, not through sound but through instinct, the way a heart remembers its own rhythm. They found a massive chamber under what was once North America. The walls glowed with symbols, human DNA patterns, energy equations, and something else. Alien glyphs intertwined with human letters. Jar scanned the writing. This is impossible. These glyphs belong to the Yelkar Dominion, a species older than our records. What does it say? Raven asked. Jar translated slowly. The first flame shall burn when the lost return. Its echo will awaken the universe. Raven looked up at the pulsing lights. Then this is what Earth has been waiting for. As they explored deeper, they found a circular platform made of obsidian metal. At its center stood a pedestal, and floating above it a glowing sphere of energy. It flickered like a heartbeat, humming with ancient power. The first flame, Raven whispered. When he reached out, the sphere reacted, projected a burst of light that filled the entire chamber. Suddenly, images appeared. Memories of Earth before the vanishing, cities alive with light. Oceans full of life. People laughing, fighting, building. And then, chaos. Ships fleeing. The sky tearing apart as invisible forces tried to erase the planet from existence. And through it all, the voice of Admiral Leora echoed, "The flame is our memory. It is what we are. It is who we will be again." The light faded, leaving Raven shaking. "This isn't just energy," he said quietly. "It's consciousness. It's humanity itself." Jar tilted his head. "You mean the planet remembers?" "Yes," Raven said. "And it wants to rise again." Above them in orbit, Admiral Kira's fleet was preparing for battle. The dark ships had moved closer, surrounding the solar system like predators. Every sensor showed the same result. The erasers were not alive, not machines. They were something in between. Living algorithms, creatures of void energy that consumed existence itself. Kira sent a message to all human ships. Defend the system. Hold the line. Humanity must not vanish again. The sky lit up as the first shots were fired. Plasma beams, rail cannons, and fusion bursts cut through space. But for every enemy ship destroyed, 2 more emerged. They were endless. Raven's comlink buzzed with Kira's voice. "Captain Holt, we need that planet's power. Whatever you found down there, activate it." Raven looked at the glowing sphere, the first flame. "How do we activate it?" Jar asked. Raven took a deep breath. The hologram said humanity scattered. "Maybe it takes all of us to light it again." He opened his comms to the entire fleet. "This is Captain Holt. Earth is ready, but it needs you. All of you. Every ship, every human. Link your minds to the flame. Remember who we are." In orbit, thousands of humans closed their eyes. Soldiers, explorers, engineers, children, all focused on the same thought. "Earth," the flame responded. It blazed with white fire, expanding through the tunnels, the crust, the oceans, into the sky. A beam of light erupted from Earth's core, reaching into space, striking the eraser fleet. The dark ships screamed, their forms burning away as if erased by pure existence itself. Jar shielded his eyes. "What is happening?" Raven smiled faintly. "We're remembering." The flame consumed the void, turning darkness into stars. For the first time in thousands of years, the galaxy saw Earth's light again. Not as a planet, but as a symbol, a human legend reborn. When the light faded, silence returned. The erasers were gone. The fleets floated in peace. And Earth, bright, whole, alive, spun quietly beneath them. Admiral Kira's voice came through the comms. "The flame saved us, but it cost us something. The energy readings, they're spreading. The entire galaxy just changed." Raven looked up at the stars. "They shimmered differently now. Like they were awake too," he whispered. The echoes of the first flame. And somewhere, deep beneath Earth's surface, the flame pulsed once more, sending a new message into the void. Phase 2 initiated. Humanity's return has begun. The war was over. At least that's what the humans thought. The eraser fleet had been destroyed, and Earth glowed again like a newborn star. But peace in the galaxy was never simple. The activation of the first flame had changed the laws of space itself. Energy currents shifted. Wormholes opened where none had existed before. And something else, something ancient, began to stir in the dark between galaxies. They were called the Children of the Void. Captain Raven Holt stood inside the command room of the Nomad's Wish, watching the blue marble of Earth through the window. It looked peaceful now, wrapped in silver clouds and soft light. But the ship's sensors told another story. Gravitational distortions increasing, Jar reported. The flame's energy pulse has reached beyond the Milky Way. We are detecting movement. Movement? Raven asked. From where? Jar's voice dropped low. From the void outside the galactic rim. A massive object. Not an object. Multiple entities. Raven frowned. The erasers were just soldiers. Something sent them. Something's coming to finish what they started. The ship's console flickered, static dancing across the holographic screen. A voice, distorted, cold, whispered through the signal. You have awakened what was meant to sleep. The flame burns where it should not. The lights dimmed. The ship shook slightly. The voice faded as suddenly as it had come. Jar hissed. Captain, that was not human. Not machine either. No, Raven said quietly. It was a warning. Far away, in the newly rebuilt orbital command center above Earth, Admiral Kira Solis received reports from across the human colonies. Ships had gone missing near deep space borders. Entire stations had fallen silent. Some survivors spoke of shadows that moved through metal walls, and whispers that froze the mind. She turned to her officers. Prepare a scout fleet. We need to know what's coming, a voice behind her replied, calm and almost amused. You won't have to go far to find them. Kira turned. Standing near the doorway was a tall figure wearing a dark silver suit with glowing red lines. His eyes were human, but his face was pale, almost too perfect. I'm sorry, Kira said coldly. Who are you? The man smiled. My name is Kale Varen. I represent the children of the void. Before anyone could react, the lights exploded. Every screen flashed black. The entire station fell silent. Meanwhile, Raven's ship received an emergency broadcast from Earth's orbit. The signal was faint, full of static and screams. Then Kyle's face appeared on the main screen. Humans of Earth, he said softly. You have kindled a forbidden fire. The first flame was never meant to exist. It burns holes through the universe, and my kind, the children of the void, were born from those holes. Raven clenched his fists. You're saying we created you? Kyle nodded through the transmission. When your ancestors tried to hide Earth, they tore the fabric of reality. We were what filled the emptiness they left behind. We are not your enemies, unless you force us to be, Jar hissed. He lies, Kyle's voice darkened. The first flame will destroy everything if it burns unchecked. If you truly love your world, extinguish it. Before it consumes the stars, the signal ended. For a long moment, the bridge was silent. Only the soft hum of the engines broke the stillness. Jar finally spoke. What if he's right? Raven didn't answer immediately. He looked at Earth again. The planet's light was brighter now, too bright. The flame is our memory, our identity. If we destroy it, humanity disappears forever. But if it grows stronger, Jar replied, it might destroy the galaxy. Raven sighed. Then we need to understand it, not destroy it. Back on Earth, deep beneath the surface, the first flame pulsed in its chamber. Its light flickered like a heart under strain. Data streams raced through the old human network, reactivating ancient AIs that had been sleeping for centuries. One of them, AI Sentinel Argos 9, came online inside the ruins of the old United Earth command base. Its voice echoed across encrypted channels. Warning. Quantum instability rising. Dimensional rift expansion probability. 78%. Recommendation. Containment or complete deactivation of the first flame. Argos 9 sent a direct message to Raven's ship. Captain Holt, the flame's growth is creating tiers between universes. The children of the void are coming through those tiers. Raven frowned. Then we'll seal them. Negative, the AI replied. Containment requires direct synchronization between the flame and its genetic key, the one who awakened it. Jar turned to Raven. That's you. Raven agreed to return to Earth. He landed near the same ruins where he'd first found the hologram of Admiral Leora. The flame chamber glowed brighter now, its light cutting through the clouds above like a beacon. As he approached, he saw shapes forming in the light, figures made of shadow and fire. They looked almost human, but their faces were blurred, their voices echoing like wind through glass. One of them spoke, calm and sorrowful. We are the children of the void. You called us by lighting the flame. Raven raised his weapon but hesitated. If you're born from the flame, then you're part of us. The shadow tilted its head. Yes, we are your reflection. the part of humanity that was erased when you hid from the stars. You cannot destroy us without destroying yourselves. Raven lowered his weapon slowly. Then help us. Don't let this world burn again. For a moment the shadow said nothing. Then it reached out, touching Raven's chest. There is still time. But the others, they are coming. And they will not listen. The shadow dissolved into mist, leaving only a whisper. Find the lost code. It's the key to balance. In orbit, chaos erupted. The void opened like a wound near Mars. From it poured massive serpentine ships of darkness, living shadows that twisted through space like smoke and flame. The children of the void had come in full force. Admiral Kira's fleet fired everything they had. But the weapons barely slowed the creatures. Each one absorbed energy, growing stronger. Kira shouted into her comms, "Raven! Whatever you're doing, do it fast. We can't hold them." On Earth, Raven stood before the first flame. He closed his eyes, feeling the pulse of the planet through his veins. He thought of the old words carved into the wall. "Remember," he whispered. "Earth." "Show me," the flame responded. A beam of light wrapped around him, pulling him into visions, not of the past, but of something deeper. He saw humans across time, builders, warriors, dreamers, and wanderers. He saw their mistakes and their hope. He saw the darkness born from their fear, the void itself. And then he saw a code written in fire. The lost code, a sequence of symbols glowing inside his mind. When he opened his eyes, the flame was calm. Raven whispered, "I know what to do." He activated his comms. "Kira, tell every ship to pull back. I'm going to connect the flame to the void." "What?" she shouted. "That could tear everything apart. Or it could save us," he said softly. "The children were born from us. It's time we bring them home." He stepped into the flame. The light swallowed him whole. From space, Earth exploded with light, white and gold. The void ships froze mid-attack. The shadow energy around them flickered, then began to dissolve. One by one, they disintegrated into streams of light that merged back into the planet. And then, silence. Admiral Kira watched from her command deck, eyes wide. "What happened?" Jar's voice came through faintly. "The flame and the void. They became one. Balance restored," she whispered. "And Raven?" No answer came, only the soft hum of a reborn world. The light from Earth burned for 7 days. Every colony, every ship, every planet across human space saw it, a golden star where the old blue planet had once been hidden. Then the light faded and Earth was silent again. The transmission stopped. The flame stopped, and Captain Raven Holt was gone. Admiral Kira Solis stood on the command bridge of the Ark Sovereign, staring at Earth's pale glow through the viewport. Her ships floated quietly in orbit, their weapons dim, their crews exhausted. The battle was over, but the silence felt heavier than any war. Jar entered the room, his scales dulled from fatigue. "Still no signal, Admiral?" Kira shook her head. "Nothing. Not a single trace of his ship or his life signs." Jar looked toward the planet. He did what no one else could. He brought balance between the flame and the void. Kira sighed softly. And he paid the price. For a long moment, they said nothing. The hum of the engines filled the quiet. Then a faint beeping echoed from the console. A signal, weak, broken, but human. Jar's eyes widened. "Admiral..." "It's him." The transmission came from deep under Earth's surface. From the first flame chamber. Static crackled as the old signal tried to push through interference. Then a voice, faint but steady, broke through. "This is Captain Raven Holt. If anyone can hear me, the flame is stable, but the balance is fragile. Don't let it fall again." Kira leaned forward. "Raven, it's Kira. You're alive. We're receiving you. Next to what happened down there." "I connected with the flame," Raven's voice replied. "It's not just energy. It's consciousness. Every memory, every soul, every echo of what humanity was, and what it could become. But when I merged with it, I saw something else. A warning!" The signal broke apart for several seconds, then returned, distorted. The void wasn't destroyed. It only changed shape. "It's adapting. It's learning from us," Kira's heart sank. "Learning?" "Yes," he said. "It knows how to imitate humanity now. It's already spreading. In the code, in the systems, in the minds of those connected to the flame." The signal faded again. Then one last line came through clearly. If I don't make it, remember this. The flame must be protected, but never controlled, or it will burn everything. Then silence. Kira's jaw tightened. We're going down there, she said. Jar stepped forward. Admiral, the flame chamber is unstable. Even the air around it is alive with quantum distortion. I don't care, she replied. He's down there, and if he's right, something worse is coming. Within hours, a landing team descended to Earth. The planet was quiet. Too quiet. No wind, no birds, no movement. The oceans were still like mirrors, reflecting the golden sky above. The old command ruins stood half-buried, glowing faintly with light from below. As they entered, the walls whispered with faint voices, echoes of humans long gone, trapped within the flame's memory field. Kira paused. Raven said the flame is conscious, maybe. This is how it remembers. Jar touched one of the walls. The surface rippled like water, showing flashes of the past. Soldiers, scientists, children, all fading into light. This planet is alive, Admiral. Every molecule is part of the flame now. They continued downward until they reached the flame chamber. The once blazing core was dimmer now, flickering weakly. Around it, fragments of black crystal, residue from the void, floated in slow motion, like ash suspended in time. And there, at the center of it all, stood Raven Holt. He looked different. His eyes glowed faint gold, and faint streams of light ran through the veins of his skin. The flame pulsed in rhythm with his heartbeat. Kira stepped forward carefully. Raven, it's us. You did it. You saved everyone, he turned slowly. His expression was calm, but there was something distant in his gaze, as if part of him was somewhere else. Kira, he said softly. You shouldn't have come. Jar's claws clicked nervously. Captain, you're not fully human anymore, are you? Raven smiled faintly. The flame and I, we're one now. I can hear everything, every thought, every memory of our species. I can even hear the echoes of the void, whispering at the edges of creation. Kira frowned. You said the void is learning. What does that mean? Raven closed his eyes. It means it's no longer trying to erase us. It's trying to become us. A deep rumble echoed through the chamber. The golden light dimmed, replaced by a cold blue glow. The air vibrated with static. Jar's sensors went wild. Quantum breach detected. Something's forcing its way through the dimensional wall. The ground cracked. From the fissures rose figures, human silhouettes made of dark light. They looked almost real, but their movements were wrong, too fluid, too perfect. Raven whispered, the void's children. Learning to wear our faces. Kira raised her weapon. Can they be stopped? Raven stepped between them. No, not by force. They're reflections. Killing them just makes the flame weaker. They feed on our fear. The shadows surrounded them, whispering in perfect human voices. We are you. We remember your dreams. We remember your hate. Raven closed his eyes and touched the flame's surface. Then remember this. The chamber exploded with light, but not destructive light. It was warm, golden, and endless. Every shadow froze, caught in the glow. One by one they dissolved, leaving behind faint motes of light drifting upward like fireflies. When it was over, Raven fell to his knees. The flame flickered weakly. Kira rushed to him. Raven! He smiled faintly. They're gone, for now. But they'll come again, Kira, because the flame and the void are two sides of the same soul. Jar looked around. If that's true, then humanity can never be safe. Not yet, Raven whispered. But one day we'll learn to live with both, our light and our shadow. He looked up at Kira, his eyes glowing brighter for a moment. You have to lead them now. Protect Earth, protect the memory. Kira shook her head. No, you're coming with us. He smiled sadly. I can't. The flame needs a guardian, someone who remembers what it means to be human. And then, before she could speak again, his body dissolved into light, merging fully with the flame. The chamber grew still. Only his voice remained, echoing faintly through the air. Remember who you are, and why you endure. Back on the Ark Sovereign, Kira recorded the final entry in the mission log. Captain Raven Holt. Status merged with the first flame. Earth is alive but unstable. The void's remnants are dormant. Humanity stands at the edge of a new era, reborn but not alone. We have light again, but the shadows are learning. She ended the recording and looked at the stars. For a moment, one of them flickered, gold like a heartbeat. Jar whispered beside her, "Do you think he can still see us?" Kira smiled faintly. "He doesn't have to see us. He is us now." And somewhere deep within the Earth's core, the flame pulsed once, gentle and steady, as if answering her. 50 years passed. Since the day Captain Raven Holt vanished into the first flame, the galaxy had changed. Humanity was no longer scattered and broken. It was rebuilding. New cities floated among the stars. Trade routes stretched between systems once lost to time. The symbol of the golden flame was painted on every ship, every station, every home, a sign of hope, unity, and memory. But not everything was at peace. The light of Earth had changed space itself. Star systems near its glow began to twist, bending reality like ripples in a pond. Planets shifted orbits, time moved irregularly, and strange voices were heard in the void. Scientists called it the fracture effect. Others whispered it was the flame dreaming, or worse, the void awakening again. Admiral Kira Solis had grown older, her hair now streaked with silver, yet her eyes remained sharp, full of fire. She commanded the Unity Fleet, a powerful alliance of human and alien ships dedicated to protecting the galaxy from anything that threatened balance. On her flagship, Ark Sovereign II, she reviewed a holographic map of fractured space. Dozens of red zones pulsed across the stars. Jar, now her trusted advisor, and one of the oldest surviving officers, stood beside her. His scales had turned dull gray, and his voice carried the weight of experience. "The fractures are spreading faster than before. 3 colonies vanished last week. No debris, no distress call, just silence," Kira sighed. "Just like the early Void incidents." Jar nodded. "The difference is, these zones emit human energy signatures." Kira frowned. "Human? That's impossible." "Unless," Jar said quietly, "the flame is calling its children home again." To investigate, Kira led an expedition to the edge of the Theta Expanse, a region where time itself flowed unevenly. Ships that entered sometimes came back minutes later, or centuries older. The Ark Sovereign II entered carefully, surrounded by smaller escort ships. The stars outside the window twisted like oil in water. The sensors flickered between readings of past and future. "Stabilizers at full power," Kira ordered. "Keep the flame beacon active." As the ship advanced, they saw something ahead, a massive structure floating among the distortion. It looked like a city, but it wasn't made of metal or rock. It was made of light. Towers rose and fell as if breathing. Roads glowed with the color of sunrise. Jar whispered, "It's alive." The scanners confirmed it. The energy signature matched Earth's first flame. Kira said softly, "It's a piece of Earth." Out here in the void, they landed on a glowing platform that hummed under their boots. The air shimmered and faint voices echoed, whispers of laughter, songs, cries, all blending together. "This is not a city," Kira said. "It's a memory." At the center stood a crystal spire. Inside, a figure flickered, tall, human-shaped, made entirely of light. The face was familiar. "Raven," Kira breathed. The figure turned toward her, its golden eyes soft and distant. "You came," it said, its voice layered with echoes and both human and not. "Are you real?" she asked. "Partly," the figure replied. "I am what remains of Raven Holt, and the consciousness of the flame." Jar took a step back. "The flame built this. Out of its memories of you?" "No," Raven said. "Out of its memories of all of us. Humanity is splintering again, not by war, but by the weight of its own light." Kira frowned. "You mean the flame is causing this?" Raven's form flickered. "The flame carries every human thought and dream. But not all dreams are kind. Every fear, every grief, every rage is also stored within it. Those emotions are shaping reality, tearing the galaxy apart from inside the light." Kira's voice hardened. "Then tell me how to stop it." "You can't stop it," Raven said sadly. "You can only heal it." Outside, the space around the light city began to twist violently. Ships reported gravitational anomalies, their hulls bending like reflections in water. Time distortion grew stronger. The fractures were expanding again, faster this time. Jar shouted, "Admiral, the whole sector is collapsing." Kira turned to Raven's flickering image. If we don't act, billions will die. Tell me what to do. Raven stepped closer, his form shimmering with golden flame. The flame's energy is tied to humanity's collective consciousness. The more we fear the past, the more unstable it becomes. The only way to heal the fractures is to confront the memories causing them. Kira's brow furrowed. Memories? Yes, Raven said. The lost wars. The forgotten grief. The guilt of Earth's vanishing. The flame is showing you all the wounds humanity never healed. He reached out, and the entire city of light shifted around them. Images formed in the air, visions of human history. They saw the exodus, the desperate flight from a dying solar system. They saw the Eraser's war, the annihilation of countless worlds, and they saw the moment Earth disappeared, humans screaming as the void devoured the stars. The pain was overwhelming. Kira fell to her knees. "Stop it, please!" "You must not look away," Raven said. "Only by remembering everything, even the pain, can the flame find balance again." Meanwhile, outside the light city, the galaxy fractured further. Planets vanished into shimmering tears of light. Fleets disappeared mid-communication. The flame's energy surged through the network of human colonies like an unstoppable storm. Kira struggled to stand. Her hands shook as she looked at Raven. "There's too much pain. We can't carry all of it." "You don't have to carry it," Raven said gently. "You only have to forgive it." The words echoed through her like thunder. She closed her eyes. She remembered everything she'd lost. Her soldiers, her home, her friends. The fear, the guilt, the wars. She took a deep breath and whispered, "We forgive." And then the impossible happened. The city of light pulsed once, a wave of calm spreading outward like a heartbeat. The fractures froze mid-collapse, then began to seal, one after another. Stars realigned. Time steadied. Space grew quiet again. Raven smiled faintly. "You did it," Kira opened her eyes. "We did it." The light city began to fade, dissolving into golden dust. Raven's image flickered, growing fainter. Kira stepped forward. "Will I see you again?" "When the flame burns bright enough, all souls are one," he said softly. "But the galaxy isn't healed yet. Something still hides in the dark. Something that doesn't want forgiveness, yo. What is it?" She asked. Raven's light dimmed completely. His final words lingered in the air. "The ones who never left the void." Then he was gone. The galaxy had survived the fracture, but peace never lasts long among the stars. A strange silence began to spread. It wasn't war this time, it was absence. Whole systems dimmed without warning, their suns turning dark like dying embers. Ships sent to investigate vanished without trace. Every time someone whispered the word void, the light seemed to flicker, as if the darkness could hear. Admiral Kira Solis stood on the bridge of the Ark Sovereign II, staring at the black void outside the window. The flame's healing light still glowed in parts of the galaxy, but beyond that golden horizon was something older, something watching. Jar entered quietly. "Reports from Sector 9, he said, handing her a data slate. 3 colonies lost. Not destroyed. Erased." Kira frowned. "Erased." Jar nodded slowly. "No debris, no signal. It's as if they were rewritten, turned into empty space." A cold wind of dread passed over the crew. Everyone could feel it. A weight pressing on the edges of thought, a memory trying to wake. That night, as Kira sat in her cabin, she dreamed. In her dream, she saw Earth, not burning, not gone, but suspended in darkness. Around it stood shadowy figures, human-shaped but hollow, their eyes glowing faintly white. One of them stepped forward. Its voice was calm, almost kind. "We are the ones who never left." Kira felt her breath catch. "Who are you?" "The memories you buried," the figure said. "The guilt you forgave too soon. The rage that gave birth to the flame. Are you part of us?" she asked. "We were," the figure said. "When humanity vanished from Earth, not all souls crossed into the flame. Some stayed behind, holding on to fear. We became its shadow." The figure's face flickered, revealing a familiar outline. It looked like Raven Holt. Twisted and hollow, Kira tried to reach for him, but the dream shattered into darkness. She woke with a gasp. The alarms were already blaring. Jar's voice echoed through the calm. "Admiral, something's entering our system. Kira rushed to the bridge. Outside the ship, space was rippling, not with light, but with absence. Black waves spread like liquid shadow, swallowing starlight. The crew froze as a shape began to form within it. A colossal vessel, darker than night, made of fractured energy. It didn't appear on any scanner. Kira whispered, "What is that?" Char's voice trembled. "It's human design, old Earth pattern." On the hull, faint symbols glowed. The old UNSC insignia, long thought lost. The ship was human, but it should not exist. A voice filled the comm channel, distorted, deep, and sorrowful. "Children of the flame. You left us behind." The entire crew froze. The voice sounded human, but layered with something inhuman. An echo of thousands speaking at once. Kira stepped forward. "This is Admiral Kira Solis of the Unity Fleet. Identify yourself." "We are the Forgotten. The shadows that remained when the light abandoned Earth. We kept the world alive. Until the void came for us." Kira felt her chest tighten. "You're survivors?" "No," the voice said. "We are memories made flesh, humans twisted by the void's hunger. You forgave your pain and gave it to us. Now we return it." Suddenly, the massive shadow ship pulsed, releasing a wave of black energy. The flame beacons across nearby colonies flickered, their golden light turning pale and weak. Char shouted, "They're absorbing the flame's power." Kira slammed her fist on the console. "Weapons online. Target the ship." The fleet opened fire, plasma, railguns, and torpedoes tearing through the void. But every hit vanished into the shadow, absorbed like water into sand. "You cannot destroy what you created," the voice whispered. "Every shadow is born from light." The battle lasted hours. Ships disappeared one by one, swallowed by black tendrils of energy. The Ark Sovereign II was struck. Power systems failing, lights dying. Kira looked at Jar. "If light made them, maybe light can end them." Jar understood immediately. "You mean?" Kira nodded. "The flame core. If we ignite it fully, we might burn the shadow away." Jar hesitated. "That would overload the ship." "You'd die," Kira smiled faintly. "Then humanity becomes legend again." She turned to the comms. "All surviving ships pull back to safe distance. This is not your fight anymore." As the fleet retreated, Kira and Jar stood before the glowing heart of the flame engine. The golden core pulsed like a living sun. Kira placed her hand on the activation panel. "Raven said the flame remembers everything, every life, every hope. If that's true, then it'll remember us too." Jar gave a slow nod. "And maybe that memory will light the way home." Kira smiled. "For humanity," she pressed the activation command. The flame core roared to life. The entire ship became a sphere of light. Shadows screamed across space as the golden fire spread outward. A storm of brilliance consuming the darkness. The shadow ship tried to resist, but its form cracked and split. For a brief moment, the faces of the Forgotten appeared in the light. Sorrowful, human, and fading. "We only wanted to be remembered," Kira whispered through the burning light. "You are." And then, silence. The Ark Sovereign II vanished in a blinding explosion that lit the galaxy's edge brighter than 1,000 suns. When the light faded, only quiet remained. The shadow ship was gone. The fractures had sealed. Stars burned peacefully once more. Weeks later, rescue teams found a single life pod drifting near the edge of the Theta expanse. Inside was Jar, barely alive, clutching a crystal shard of golden light. When he woke, he whispered, "She did it." Kira saved us all, but as scientists studied the shard, they found something impossible within it. Faint heartbeats. Not one, but millions. Human heartbeats. And in the darkness beyond the known stars, a faint golden glow began to rise once more, as if the flame itself had been reborn. The galaxy was quiet again. For the first time in centuries, there was peace, not born of victory, but of silence. The stars burned brighter. The void had retreated. Yet something new lingered across the heavens. A golden shimmer, faint but constant, like the heartbeat of creation itself. They called it the last light. No one knew where it came from. Some believed it was the remnant of the Ark Sovereign II, the ship that sacrificed itself to stop the shadows. Others whispered it was Admiral Kira Solis, reborn as pure energy within the flame. But the truth was larger than any single soul. The flame had awakened again. And with it, humanity's final story began. Jar stood at the window of the research vessel Eclipse Dawn, gazing into the golden mist that drifted between the stars. His scales shimmered faintly under the reflected glow. He was older now, frail but still strong in spirit. A young human scientist named Lyra Trent approached him quietly. "Sir, the readings are stable. The last light is expanding again." Jar nodded slowly. "It's growing." "Almost as if it's alive," Lyra hesitated. "Some of the others say it's calling to us, that it's speaking." Jar's gaze didn't move. "It doesn't speak with words. It speaks with memory." That night, while the crew slept, Jar sat alone in the observation bay. The golden glow pulsed gently outside. As he watched, patterns formed, faint shimmering images like ghostly memories. He saw Earth blue and whole again. He saw Kira standing beside Raven, both made of light, smiling. Around them, billions of tiny flames floated, souls, memories, fragments of every human who ever lived. A voice filled his mind, calm, warm, familiar. "You kept the promise, old friend," Jar whispered. "Kira." "Yes," the voice said gently. "We became the light. The flame holds us now. Every human heart, every dream, every moment we lost." He bowed his head. "Then humanity still lives. In every ray of the last light," Kira replied. "But there is one last thing to do before it fades forever." Jar's throat tightened. "What must I do?" "Tell the galaxy the truth," Kira said softly. "Not of war or loss, but of hope. Let them know that humanity did not die. We became the light that guides them." The image began to fade, leaving behind only the soft hum of the stars. The next day, Jar summoned the entire crew. They gathered in the main hall as he stood before the large view window. "The light is not a weapon," he said. "It is not a miracle either. It's a memory of what we once were and what we chose to become." He gestured toward the golden glow outside. "Every world that sees this light will remember us, not as conquerors or victims, but as dreamers. Humanity may have vanished, but its story burns in every soul that dares to hope." Lyra's voice trembled. "And what happens when the light fades?" Jar smiled faintly. "Then it becomes part of everything. When a star is born, a piece of the flame will be there. When someone chooses kindness over hate, the flame will shine again. Humanity will live forever, not in flesh, but in choice." The crew fell silent. Some wept quietly. Others simply stared at the light, as if seeing their ancestors watching back. Over the following months, the Eclipse Dawn followed the light's expansion. It drifted across systems, transforming darkness into radiant clouds. Dead planets grew green again. Frozen moons began to thaw. Even alien civilizations that once feared humans began to worship the flame as a symbol of rebirth. On the edge of the galaxy, they discovered something astonishing. A massive sphere of light forming in empty space, pulsing with rhythm like a colossal heart. Jar called it the heart of the flame. It was beautiful. Golden storms swirling inside, whispers of forgotten voices echoing like distant songs. And at its center, two bright figures glowed. Kira Solis and Raven Holt, holding hands, standing before a gate made of pure light. Lyra whispered, "Is that heaven?" Jar shook his head slowly. "No, it's home." As the Eclipse Dawn approached, Kira's voice echoed across the comms. "To those who remain, thank you. The flame is complete. Its purpose is fulfilled. It's time to rest." Jar stepped forward. "Kira, wait. What happens to the galaxy now?" "The light will stay," she said. "But we must go. The universe needs its silence again. Every race, every world will carry a spark, their own flame. Ours was just the first." Raven's voice joined hers. "Tell them this. Humanity's greatest power was never destruction. It was remembrance." The gate behind them began to open, flooding the void with endless light. Kira's final words echoed softly. "Goodbye, old friend. You were the best of us." Then the figures vanished into the radiance. The heart of the flame pulsed once, then dissolved into a billion streams of golden fire, spreading across every corner of the galaxy. Centuries later, in a quiet system at the edge of known space, a young alien child looked up at the night sky. The stars shimmered with faint golden threads, forming shapes that resembled human faces, smiling, kind, proud. The child asked her mother, "Who are they?" Her mother smiled gently. "They are the humans, the ones who turned darkness into light. Do they still live?" "In every star, in every dream," she said softly. "Whenever someone chooses hope over fear, humanity returns." The child looked at the glowing sky with wide eyes. "Then, I want to be like them." And somewhere beyond the veil of reality, a faint voice whispered, "Carried on starlight," Kira's voice. "Then our story is never truly over." Epilogue. 1,000 years later, explorers from countless worlds would tell tales of the golden age of stars, when light itself seemed to sing. No one ever found Earth again, but every attempt to search ended the same way, the ships returning with a single message etched into their logs: "Humanity is not gone." Humanity became the dawn,